Over. Wow, 82 was a terrific victory. And of all your football matches, what was the memory there of the 82 grand final for you?
Oh, obviously the 82 grand final. I think the highlight was being chased by the streaker. The only problem I had was the wife was a bit rough and tough in those days, and I was a bit scared of making any contact with her. But she was quite an attractive girl, beautiful blonde hair. In fact, one of my observations was I don't reckon the carpet matched the curtains.
And Jimmy, of that era, you were part of, would you call it a mosquito fleet of Sheldon, Marcoux, Ashman,
You talking to me?
No, Jimmy Buckley?
Yeah, it was. We had a great number of players down there. Robbo, you know, Alex, fleet at foot. Kenny was just a marvellous footballer, talented. Ashy was, probably one of the greatest rovers that ever played for Carlton Footy Club. He magnificent around goals and all that. And you had Harms, he sort of butted into that group, and they just complemented the side that we had. A lot of it come from Mark McClure. As we said before, made a contest a lot of it, and 9 out of 10 he dropped anyway. So we just swooped in. Jono and one of us would swoop in and take the thing, but. These fellas are making a contest. Very good player, Mark McClure.
I did a bit of work with the ABC, and I went into the rooms after the game and I spoke to Jono, and he said, geez, it's bloody hard to win a Norm Smith medal. He was a star, Wayne Johnston.
In what year?
In his whole career, a great player. But he said to me after that 82 grand final, it's hard to win a Norm Smith medal. In other words, in his opinion, he played well in 79, 81 and 82 and never got the award once.
Well, he did play well in all of them. Jono, as we all know, he's a great big occasion player, and he was always good to have around. Like the Buzz, when they hit him hard and made him stick on him. And Jono was a sensational player, and especially in the 87 grand final also. But he was lucky to play in 4, and as we say, probably go down to one of the great players of Carlton.
Now I need the viewpoints of you two boys down the end. I stood here before with David Parkin, and he's belting the podium. And I thought, what was he really like? If he's that passionate now, 30 years after that game, what must he have been like when he was coaching you boys?
I think when Parko first turned up, he was very passionate about the game, and he had a bit of history himself from Hawthorn, brought that culture across, and he was a great motivator with all our players, and as he mentioned before, we used to play pretty hard off the field, but he brought the other side of us together and made us a very tight unit, even more than we were before.
Just one sec, Gagsy. That's what David did mention, that you boys, you have an absolute camaraderie between yourselves, Jimmy. Wow, with all of those boys from that time.
And I think that he brought that from Hawthorn. I think prior to that, I think Carlton were like a group of champions, whereas in Hawthorn they were very tight, they stuck together, and he brought that culture across to our club, which brought us together.
He brought Kevin Heath over too.
Yes,
poor old Kevin Heath.
I was just going to
He left Hawthorn to get away from Parko. The next thing, Parko's the coach of Carlton.
Jimmy, did you have any opponents that you thought you had it over physically? You were known as a pretty tough little player when you played for Carlton.
No,
anyone in particular that you had interesting battles with from that point of view?
Oh, every game was an interesting battle, there's no doubt about that, and you had to sum them up, and they used to come at you left, right and centre and do your best to fend them off.
Did you kick that goal against North Melbourne when you all celebrated and they got back? I think they got back and won the game. Did
the one against Essendon.
Against Essendon, was
it?
Yeah,
Essendon. That's when Fitzy held the ball up.
Yep. Were you in the blue at Windy Hill with, I think Curly got flattened, didn't he?
I kicked a massive goal, and Frank Barkazani picked me up, and they thought the game was over.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden they kicked 3 goals in about 3 minutes and we lost.
Go on, Jimmy, you wanted to say something?
Just Robbo, you go through the footy, and it's been so good, the Carlton Football Club's like a family to all of us and that, and you meet some characters. I'll just tell you one about Pearce in his later years in the 1970 grand final when Alex was coaching, and we had a team meeting on the Thursday night, and he had a bit of an injury, Pearce, and he was a bit doubtful anyway, but Alex got up and he said at the end of the meeting, Pearce, he said, if it rains tomorrow, he said, you're out. Well, it pissed rain all night, didn't it? So Alex is trying to get him on the phone. He couldn't get him on the phone. knocking on his door. He wouldn't answer the phone. All the drapes are drawn. Even went to the state of getting over the fence, trying to back, nearly did his hamstring before the game, trying to get over to tell Perth that he's out. So Perth outsmarted Alex on the day, and I never forget the look that when we got on the bus, the Princess part to go to the MCG, and Alex has got the eyes looking straight through you, and he said, if we lose today, Perth, he said, I can't repeat what he said, but anyway, he got in there and he played in his fourth premiership. It was a wonderful thing, but that's the character, and Perth got on and took that wonderful mark that day, didn't you, Perth?
Indeed, yes.
Did you kick a goal?
I kicked it, yes, I kicked it. Yeah.
So, wow, you finished up in Sydney. Are you living in Sydney now still?
Yeah, I've been up there for about 15 years. I moved up in '97, took a job up there and live on Manly Beach, and just love it up there. It's a great part of the world. A few of the guys come up and see me, which is good. Val Perovic came up a couple of months ago. He was up for 2 weeks. He bought one pair of underpants and a $50 note. He didn't change either.
Very good. Look, I think we could go on for another 15 minutes, but thanks, boys, for your contribution.